So guys, I've been so busy, and Trevor Colt just did a live, and he was like, we're trying to do a live together, and I said, well, let's do it right now, and he was like, let me see if I can do it. And it just didn't work out because he was streaming through YouTube and not StreamYard, but that's a whole technical issue. But I have another little surprise for you. So let me bring up the card view. And hello, sir.
Hi.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to have to edit your mic settings over there.
Okay.
Just go in and get rid of your the cancellation, the noise cancellation. Yes, edit your mic settings.
Where do I do that?
The three little dots next to your name. Hi, Trevor.
Edit audio back.
Oh wait, so I have the Did you put the Necronomicon on there?
I did. I wanted to be my image.
Gregipedia put the Necronomicon on there. So this is spontaneous live. Hi, Trevor. Trevor, if you want to come in, I sent you over a link. You don't have to. I know it's late where you are, but I did a couple of Fan Friday videos for you guys today. So we're gonna have, and Greg, I'm just gonna take you off the screen while you work out the mic issue. So because otherwise we're gonna get the reverb.
Yeah,
it'll be wild.
Great, powerful odds.
Yes. So hi, Karen. So I see everybody here. Raindrop. I saw thankfully, I don't know what part of the world you're in right now, but hello, thankfully. I'm glad to see you. Wifey, I'm glad to see you. So there's some crazy stuff going on in the Ukraine. Oh, I said it again, Greg.
Yeah.
I said the Ukraine. Yeah, the Ukraine. So hi, Penny. I'm seeing there's over the Easter holiday weekend, I had noticed that Putin did not really adhere to that ceasefire. There was a little bit of action that was going on there. And how about now? Let's see now.
Am I still echoing? The great and powerful odds.
I don't know. How do I sound?
I just muted my speakers at home.
Oh, so how does Gregipedia sound? He sounds very dramatic.
I think we're picking up the reverb from your speaker, so I'm very celestial in my voice. I'm actually not speaking into a microphone. I'm broadcasting directly into your minds right now.
Let me just check my mic settings real quick. And stereo audio, automatically adjust mic volume. How's that, guys? Let me know how it sounds.
Check one. Sibilance.
John has a long mustache.
The chair is against the wall.
So I'm going to mute Greg until we need him to talk.
New York.
I will bring you up.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
So he's not doing the whole show with me. So there we go. So let me add some cards onto the screen. Hi, Daph. It's good to see you. Kay Phelps said you do sound like the great and powerful Oz. So just to back up. So I've been working on my classes. I did a couple of Fan Friday videos for you guys. It is going to be Diddy. We're doing an update on Diddy, which I think is going to be really shocking for you guys. And Justin Bieber. Both videos were very different from the readings were very different from what I expected to get from them. So keep an eye out for them. They'll be dropping tomorrow, Friday. First one's going to be like 5:15 New York time. And the second one's going to be like 3:00 in the afternoon. If you're a member, you have access now. You can go see them now. My classes, I'm going to be working on the reversal class all day Saturday. That is like my one job. I'm going to do all my videos. Everything else is done for it. So if you guys read and you want to learn how to do reversals the right way or my way, you could do it. You could take my class. So So this one, what I saw over the holiday weekend, going back to Putin and Ukraine, what happened was the ceasefire that they kind of promised didn't really take. They didn't really stick with that. They kind of it looks like Putin just kind of did his own thing. And last night there was a pretty big event in terms of an offensive attack, and Trump is not really happy. So I thought we'd take a look at what's going on. Now, we all know Trump is not very happy with Zelensky. And in my other readings that I've done, I've shown that there is a lot of attrition as far as, I don't know if attrition is the right word. Trevor, if you're here, help me out. Is that the right word? Or Greg, is that the right word? You chose to mute yourself. Unmute yourself, please. So, when there is a lack of confidence in a military leader, is it attrition or is it something else?
No.
Attrition is when they leave because the war is waning and they're not winning, right?
Attrition is just a loss of numbers due to the action of war.
Oh, okay. Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like run away. I thought it was people running away. Oh, we have another guest. Maybe we should ask this guest.
He would know.
Hi, Trevor. So Trevor, I have a military definition to ask about. So I just found out, I thought attrition was when the war was not going well and service individuals left, kind of like ran away. But Greg just told me it's really, attrition is really a loss for any kind of loss. So if it's casualties, that kind of thing, is correct?
Attrition isn't just for military; it's used for many different things. It's just a word.
I use it in my house all the time.
Yeah, which means you're using it in our own context, and you're exaggerating quite a lot. Then.
Who, me? I'm exaggerating.
Greg's right.
Wait, Greg has a mic now.
Is it working?
He's a what?
Greg has a mic now.
Oh, a mic. I thought you said Greg was a monk. A monk. M-O-N-K.
I am in my Pathfinder game.
He's a reverend, though. He's a certified reverend.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Next thing you know, he put his name
part of
down
the
for the
clergy.
Pope job. You're going to be applying for the Pope job? Oh, there's
What
black
was that?
smoke. Oh, there's black smoke. Actually, anybody else just burnt something. It's nothing to do with the Pope.
That's probably just Kathy cooking.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something you don't know, Trevor. So so everybody that's in the chat, my girlfriend Kathy and her friend Veronica, they have a show called Sassy and Shameless. It's a brand new podcast. Kathy, she burned boiled potatoes. She's not a good cook. She burned boiled potatoes. Next time you talk to her, ask her about that. Yeah, it's a very funny story. It's a very funny story. When she told me that she burned boiled potatoes, I was like, and she sends a picture. She was like, WTF? And I was like, just stop, quick, just step away from the stove. So
I'm never ever going to watch her. I am never ever going to watch.
she's on at the wrong time. I know.
It's at midnight. I mean, I've told her, if you want your audience, why can't you? I mean, she's your friend. Why can't she work her timings around like you're doing? Because you now have a global audience. She's doing it at midnight. What type of a dickhead in the UK is awake at midnight?
Well, I know you.
I'm fast asleep.
They both have jobs. So the only way they could do those lives are like during the weekend. So I actually, and I sent you the picture, that winery that we went, I went to a winery with Kathy the other day. Yep. And it was absolutely delightful. And they had all these pairing menus. They had like 5 or 6 pairing menus that you could choose from. And she's actually going to do a couple of live streams from there. She's going to work it out with them. And she's going to do some live streams right from the winery. So I already talked to them about doing an event there. You know, like I can't relax for 5 minutes. I'm like, hey, you want to have a psychic come in? Like, what do you want to do? I love wine. You love tarot cards. Let's do this. So
Well, here's the thing. If they okay, they've got jobs. I get it. Where's my cushion? Where? If they've got jobs, then great. But then if they do their live streams at the weekend and they pick a reasonable time, I would rather, because YouTube looks at the algorithms, I would rather do a live stream at the weekend at a time that suits everyone to get 500 views or 1,000 views than do it at a time where you're going to get 65 views.
Yeah, I think Kathy is a big summer person. Like, you can't get her off the beach in the summer, which is shocking for a ginger. Like, she's just like, I'm down the shore. I'm not going anywhere else.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Seriously, you guys burned like in 5 minutes.
Fucking hell, Annabelle. That was a bit of a slap across the face, isn't it? Wow. We do go out in the warm weather, you know. We're not vampires.
Don't you burst into flames in the daytime?
Oh, wow.
Unless you're a daywalker.
Yeah.
It's true. Listen, my ex was Scottish, and he would go from pasty white to absolutely screaming red, and he would be like, "No, I think the tan's coming in." I was like, "It's not." Like, I get that you want it to, but it's not coming in.
That was just the anger.
Right back to light. It was awful.
Keep digging. You know, we do have things like umbrellas on the beach so we can get below them, you know. There is sunscreen, you know. Wow.
Does he wear a sun shirt? Did he fall in? Is he wearing his clothes and he just fell in the pool?
We do wear hats. We wear hats. We wear hats and glasses, and we're like white, you know, and yeah.
Oh my God.
Like Marlon Brando on the island of Dr. Moreau. He's got that sundress on.
Yes,
The big sun hat.
So Trevor, let me ask you this. So what do you think? Have you paid attention to what's going on in Ukraine and the ceasefire that wasn't? And
I'm gonna be honest with you, Annabelle. I don't give a toss what's happening in Ukraine. I
Really?
really don't. No, I don't. And you know what? I'm going to tell you now, most people don't give a shit. And that the news keeps throwing it in our faces, and we don't care. All I care about is this. Now, let me tell you something. My rates have went up 17%. My heating went up. My electricity's went up.
Yeah.
Listen, taxi fares are more. The fuel prices have went down, and the taxi fares have went up. Groceries cost more. My focus is on my son's shoes need polished for the morning. I don't give a shit what's happening in Ukraine. And it's about time people stop forcing that nonsense down our throat because we don't care.
So what they're doing to us here in the United States is it's gonna be. Oh,
excuse me.
Feel on.
Bear with me.
Hello, honey.
I am in the middle of a live with Annabelle.
Oh, okay.
I will call you back. You're home from work then? Good. I'm glad you got home safely. I'll speak with you later. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hi, Gwen.
I'm a lovely person. Yeah. Earlier on, I had Sebastian's mum on the phone. People might think this is weird. I'm not changing the subject, but I texted her. And I was like, have you got home safely? Yeah, I'm on my way back up from London. Let me know when you get in so I know. So then I don't worry about people. There's a lot of people I worry about. They make sure they're okay. But you know what, Annabelle, you know the worst thing about this is they always say you don't need to worry. I'm a grown-up, but I always make sure people are happy. You have to. Look after your circle, Annabelle.
I totally agree with that. I think it's super, super important. You know, that's why, like, I'm so grateful for Kathy, because like I've known Kathy since we were 5 years old. Like, you know, it's almost 50 years that I've known her. And she's always been nutty, and I've always been nutty, you know, like it's, I tell people, you know, if I ever have to call somebody in the middle of the night for a shovel out of their trunk, it's Kathy. It's either Kathy or my other girlfriend, Kay. Oh yeah. We're from New Jersey. We don't play around, Trevor. Yeah, we don't play around.
That's good to know. That's really good to know.
Don't mess with us girls. Yeah. us girls from New Jersey, we're tough cookies.
The problem is a lot of the soil in New Jersey is mostly clay. It's very difficult to dig into. So you got to find the right area that's like a more sandy soil. So it's a lot easier to dig.
Wow,
know that.
That's coming from
gotta think.
that's coming from a law enforcement officer who knows.
Soon to be former law enforcement officer. That's all right. I got added. He doxed me.
What I was trying to get at was only certain people know the best soil to bury bodies.
I could have been a geologist.
Well, yeah. You could do a lot of things. Yeah. I'm very good at putting things together in my head.
Well, it's out there then.
Well, you know what? We were going to do like the big reveal with Greg, but now no one knows what his face looks like. So we'll do the reveal with this.
In 3 months. 3 months time, we'll see what I look like. My ugly Necronomicon face will be up on camera.
I believe I'm just going to try and assume this, but I believe at the minute that circle, which is your icon, is that the thing in Rome we put your hand through?
No, that's the Necronomicon from Evil Dead. It was like a book that had like a human face like stretched on it.
It's supposed to be made out of human skin.
Yeah, made out of human skin or something. It's supposed to be like the Book of the Dead. I can't
remember where I was, but many years ago when I went away with my wife, we went to a place and there was this beautiful stone carved out where you put your hand, and it was meant to be in the past. It was in a movie where you put your hand through and your hand got chopped off. I can't remember what that was.
That sounds horrible.
That's terrible.
I know. It was only for a movie, though.
So where were we? So yeah, you got added.
I did. That's all right.
That's all right.
You need to stop that around.
I mean, the knowledge that I would give you on the show would pretty obvious because you would ask me a lot of legal questions. So either I was an attorney or a lawyer or a law enforcement officer, but usually I gave you the criminal aspect. So I'm sure people figured it out.
Or a know-it-all, just a know-it-all.
Oh.
He is a very discerning mind. So like with the Ukraine and Russia, like we're being like scaremongered here right now.
Of course you are, yeah.
Well, I'm not scared. I don't think so. I was afraid lizard people were going to come out of the backyard during the pandemic.
Like I'm typical American. It's like that's like way over there.
It is.
I mean, at the minute here in the UK, we've got enough shit going on all we know is we are having our money taken off us and it's been given away to Ukraine and we don't like it. But the truth is, I mean, if the UK and the US wanted that war ended, it would have been ended. And that's a fact. Mm-hmm. The fact that it's still going on, in my opinion, is because other countries in NATO are still getting rid of all their ammunition from Afghanistan. Because you got to remember, when the US pulled out of Afghanistan, it left Europe in shit. And we had millions and millions of pounds in weapons manufacturers and bullets and ammunition to fire off at the Taliban. And we had nowhere to fire them off anymore in Europe. So, in my opinion, Ukraine is being used by the West to get rid of all their access Afghan ammunition. And once that has run out, the war will probably end.
I'm going to the Great Peace.
I like that.
That's
we're dumping all of our crap ammo so we can make new ammo and charge more. So it's like it keeps that whole military-industrial complex recycling stuff.
What happens when you fire it all off, though? What happens when the US leave their? And it was a smart thinking. People say Joe Biden messed up. It was an awesome. He played an ace. Leave all your shit in Afghanistan, come back to the US. Arms weapons manufacturers need more trucks. They get more contracts. Yeah. Senators line their pockets. You get new tanks, new vehicles, new missiles, new guns, new rockets, new grenades, new mortars.
It's cheaper, it's cheaper to make new ones than to bring all that stuff back. Yeah.
We did the same. I remember back in 2006, we fired off in the British Army. We fired off every single 51 millimeter bomb. Our mortars were used. We then upgraded, and we had six. We now have 60 mil mortars, and we now use that. We fire all off. We come back. We put in more weapons contracts. The people make money. The UK upgrades their Challengers from Challenger 1s to Challenger 2s. We then have snorkel systems in our vehicles. It's all about money. It's all about money. That's what. It's not about saving lives.
It's about the military-industrial complex making more money.
Exactly.
War is very good for them. So
wartime economy is a robust economy, unfortunately, or it has been historically.
The truth is, if people cared about people, they wouldn't have stuck fucking injections into half the world and filled them full of poison during a lockdown. I mean, it's never been about that.
Well, I mean, here in the U.S., our big food and big pharma are in cahoots with each other to keep us sick all the time. And then if you're sick all the time, you're going to need medicine all the time. We're not going to cure anything. When's the last time we had a cure for anything? You know, they cured polio, and then like the whole cottage industry surrounding polio with like iron lungs and
they cured
the braces for legs and all that stuff. You know, all that industry like went down because they cured polio. They cured the one thing that was making people all this money. So it's kind of like
cured wokeism, Greg. Yeah. They cured wokeism. They stuck Trump in the White House and they cured wokeism.
That's a tough cure, though.
I don't know. I think we're losing the wokists more from their fatal dose of being woke. I don't know. They're gonna do themselves in. I love how they changed like certain things, like how an anti-vaxxer was a super left-wing person, and then after COVID, it became a super right-wing thing. They just changed the words around their meeting.
Yeah, agree.
Do you know how you fix the world?
Mind your own business, and said the tarot reader who delves into everybody's business.
push all the politicians off a cliff.
Yeah, yes. The problem is then, you know, you have to figure out, you know, have the politicians would have to make certain committees to make sure that, you know, that they select the right cliff that's not going to be an environmental impact issue, and therefore, you know, would ruin the conservation of a particular newt that lives in this one area just below in the shade of this cliff. And so we can't push them off of that cliff.
And what about the excessive buildup of, decaying material at the bottom of that cliff? It could have an impact on the wildlife or the sea life that's there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just wouldn't work. We couldn't have that.
And heaven forbid there's any pigs there. There would have to be a committee to shave everyone's heads and take their teeth out so that none of the pigs would have digestive issues.
Right.
Wow.
These are the kinds of discussions we have in our house.
Do you know here in not here where I am, God, I messed that up there. In Northern Ireland, back in the height of the terrorism and the Troubles, the Irish Republican Army fed. They actually got that. This is it's not even a myth. This is true. They got a guy that was doing undercover work as a soldier. His name was Captain Robert Nearak. They tortured him. They put him through a meat grinder and they fed him to the pigs.
Really?
Yeah.
It's awful. See, people are so capable of such awful things. I don't know if you know this. Right, about an hour and a half south of us right now. I'm going to mute Greg just so I'm not echoing. About an hour and a half south of us, there's a pretty significant wildfire that's going on. Like over 10,000 acres have been burned right now. And it was like, about 10% of it has been contained. We're not seeing any of the smoke or anything. It's pretty far away that we're not seeing that. But they just arrested someone today, and it's a teenager. And there was, of course, they put up his mugshot and everybody's, outrage. Well, it turns out that it was like a teenager bonfire and there's a whole bunch of kids, and there's a video of the kid who is being held responsible for the fire getting pushed and bullied at, I mean, he's a big kid, you know, he's like big barrel chested kid, and so was the other one. But apparently, you know, this was like a whole kerfuffle situation with teenagers. There's a big bonfire, and apparently that turned into this, you know, 10,000 acre situation. I think there were 3,000 homes that were evacuated, I think it was, and 1,800 businesses have been disrupted. Like, I mean, it's a pretty big deal. And, you know, all because of people being terrible to each other, you know, like it's, you know, like, I mean, it doesn't equate to the Troubles, of course, but, you know, I think just that, like, the capacity of what people are capable of doing out of like cruelty and meanness. It's, you know, it is a little shocking. It is a little shocking. But nonetheless, you know, it's your thoughts, Greg? I'll unmute you.
Whoa, stop. You
Yes.
muted Greg there while you spoke.
It's the only way we can actually get anything out of each other. We just mute each other,
Wow.
let the other person talk. And,
Oh,
No, I
Annabelle.
just muted him so it wasn't echoing.
yeah. She just didn't want to hear she didn't want to hear my crap, is what it was. And then so
No, shush. Stop, Greg. We're talking. We're talking.
exactly. This is how she controls our conversations now. She just mutes me, and I can't talk anymore.
But now I give him a mic, so you know, like, can't stop him now.
Unless she mutes me.
Unless I mute you, you can still yell.
Still yell. You can
I
mute
have
him,
a really
but
good
he can
mic.
still shout.
Literally right across the room from her.
He's like a good 15, 20 feet away from me. Yes.
Yes.
And like my mic would pick him up before, and everyone was like, "Oh, we can't hear everything that he says." I was like, "All right, let's switch that mic." So we mic'd him. I don't know. I may regret this.
I may have to do stuff with my volume just to make sure it only picks up me and not you. Which I doubt, because you talk so loud.
Well, you know,
Because I'm Italian.
I'm only half Italian. I'd be a lot louder if I was all Italian.
I can sense a domestic on a live stream.
Nah, he's got to work later, so
Yeah.
he doesn't want to deal with that.
I don't want to do it.
Maybe on a day off.
It's too late. It's too late for me to get into a domestic and get a promotion anyway. So
Oh, so
Wow.
Trevor, you'll get a kick out of that. So,
Is this-
in Greg's
sorry,
department.
is this-
well, don't disparage the department.
Are you
We're not
promoted
allowed
at
to
home?
talk about that.
Okay, can't talk about it.
At least not for another 3 months.
Suffice it to say that I said I would take a black eye if he got a promotion to one of his superiors.
Well, surely at home he doesn't need promoted. He should be the boss.
No, I meant at work.
Oh
was
no,
trying
so
to
did
get him
I. But
promoted.
I
said,
was
I'll take a black eye for that.
I was ignoring the work side of things there. I was brushing over it.
Well, it's out now. We can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's out. So we'll have some fun with it for the next 3 months. 2 months?
3 months.
3 months. Counting the days. It's on our ALEXA. We have a screen that has his countdown on it. So
Finally retiring and putting the feet up.
Yep.
You know,
literally his feet are up.
Then I'm going to write a book.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. Whenever you've worked for a long time, I haven't worked as long as Greg, I'm being honest, but whenever you've worked for a long time and it's an arduous job and it's a stressful job, you're entitled to put your feet up. Especially when you're feet. Especially when you're 7'7".
I mean, she talked about it once before when we first got together. She was like, "Well, I need to get something done." I was like, "I got to work today. Don't make me do anything if I got to work." So, okay. It's like 2 weeks later. It was my time off. She's like, "Could you help me hang up some pictures?" I'm like, it's my time off. I don't want to do anything. She's like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, wait a minute. It's his time off. He doesn't want to do any work. It's his date. He has to work." I said, "Well, when can he do it? Why can't he do anything?"
And Trevor, it went like this. It was like, oh, it's my first day off. And then it was like, oh, it's my last day off. And I was like, okay. All right. And then it was like, I only have 2 more days off.
Listen, that's
Like,
what we do.
what? Yeah, like never. Like, and oh, I got to work today. It's my first day in. It's my last day.
I don't want to do the work today. I don't want to do the work today. I don't want to do the work today. Have you ever seen that? Broadway? No?
No, but I'm going to find it for him.
You have to Google it. Everyone in the chat knows it. So if you Google, I don't want to do the work today, it'll come up and you'll see a group of women on the stage going, I don't want to do the work today. And they all start dancing and singing. It's actually it's very funny. I enjoy it. It makes me giggle.
Oh, well, this was fun. And I actually was going to do some readings, but unfortunately, one of my teenagers just called me for a ride. And I was like, all right, sit tight. I'll come and get you.
Well, this is perfect timing because I'm going to have to go right now anyway because I have the phone, which is on silent, which keeps vibrating. So I need to go. Yes, that could have come out wrong. But
you have to go eat cake too. Sebastian made cake.
Yeah. I have to go get ready for my cop job.
I mean, we've been really quiet, but Greg, you're throwing it out there.
Yeah, I did it.
No one knows.
Oh my God. Like. Too much fun. No, you know what's nice? Once he's done, I can put his picture back here, his cute little picture that I have on my nightstand. So we'll have that there. So, but everybody that's in the chat, I will come back and I will do an actual tarot live in about an hour or so. So just sit tight.
I'll be in the chat. I'll watch it. But thanks for having me on. Thank you.
Thanks,
everyone.
Bye, Trevor.
Thanks for coming in, Trevor. I'll see you later, hon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Greggy.
Well, how'd the mic test go? Yes, it worked.
The mic test went great. We had Trevor too.
Yes.
So
if I lower the mic, does it lower the echo?
No, I think it just goes further down your chest.
Further down the chest.
No, but I will be back in a little bit. Give me about an hour. I just got to go grab baby girl, and I will be back. And we'll actually read some tarot cards, and we'll talk about what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. Okay?
Very good.
Very good. Good night, Greg. Good night.
Good night, Greg.
I'll see you guys in a bit.